To another episode of the NRD Rundown Podcast, where we cover the latest in the nerd world of movies, TV, and more. I'm one of your hosts today, Darren Stemple. To one of my directions is the man who flies his plane with me, Eric Hare.
Hello.
And in another direction that I can't predict because Zoom changes up the placements of the tiles every time, Mr. Big Morg 3000 himself.
It's a me, I'm Morgan.
Excellent. And we are we're blessed today by our Mr. Maker himself, the birthday boy. Happy birthday, Brett D. King. Welcome on the show.
Thank you. Today I'm Rusty Shackelford, if we're recording.
Change your name at the bottom. Okay, well, Rusty, thanks for coming on. We love having you on. We're actually getting a little bit of a 2-week Brett King presence, so it's a big present for us. So looking forward to it. Happy birthday, Brett. We love you.
Happy birthday, buddy.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Huge thank you to everyone out there watching and listening in. Last week we had one of our biggest shows ever. Actually, it was our biggest show ever. So again, real quick, thank you. Big shout out to Jason Sparks for coming on the show and making it awesome. You can find us on social media and YouTube at the NRD Rundown, and you can listen to our podcasts on all the major podcast services. We have a fantastic show for you all today, where we'll cover the latest on the rundown. And then we're changing things up here on the rundown, where we'll be going straight into the NRDbox after the rundown and releasing our theme of the week segment separately. It's our new weekly show called the NRD Rundown Presents. So we'll be covering the big Disney Plus day in that separately. So looking forward to all that. With that being said, let's get to the rundown and talk about the first piece. Somebody I'd definitely watch Paint the Wall. Ana de Armas is set to be the new lead in a new John Wick spinoff movie titled Ballerina. No details about it quite yet, but I just want to talk about Ana de Armas because she's been great in Knives Out, Blade Runner 2049. She was a huge little surprise in No Time to Die. So I'm looking forward to seeing what she can bring. She obviously showed she can kick some serious butt in No Time to Die. So I'm looking forward to it. What do you think, Eric, about Ana de Armas, just in general?
Well, just from my perspective, both of those things I want to see more of. More John Wick universe stuff. I've really enjoyed. Surprisingly, I was like, what is this John Wick thing? You know, like I really had not heard anything or whatever about it. So I think the first time I watched it was right before the second movie came out. I hadn't seen it, and I was like, holy smokes, this thing is amazing, you know? So love the John Wick universe. So I think having more stories told from that is really great. Second bit is Ana de Armas is... she's definitely a rising star. I do want to see more of her and stuff. She was spectacular in Knives Out. I mean, she just was really, really great in that movie. And surprising to me how well she did in No Time to Die. I mean, it's one of those situations where you leave the audience wanting more. And that's how I came away from her character in No Time to Die. Like she was the highlight of that movie for me, you know, just how the way she played that character, the way you initially think that she's one thing, and then by the end of her 5 minutes on screen, she's something else, you know, and you're like, holy smokes, it was really great, you know, and she just was as cute as she could be, and yet pretty deadly as well. So So all in all, I'm excited for. I want to see more from John Wick and see more of her.
For sure.
Mr. Morg.
Mr. Big.
Yeah. So I have not watched a single movie she's in. I know
you
who she
haven't
is.
seen Knives Out?
Nope, I haven't seen that. I haven't seen the Blade Runner.
Okay, so
I did not watch the
did
new James Bond.
It says that I don't remember this in John Wick 3. I wasn't the biggest fan of that one, but it says she was in that, and she was an aspiring assassin in that who was training, a ballerina who's training to be an assassin. Do you remember that from John Wick 3?
I don't remember that at all.
I remember seeing her.
My guess would be she's just
it was a
kinda,
fleeting appearance.
yeah, mixed in the background just to kind of start setting that up. But I mean, I liked all three John Wick movies. So more John Wick universe is good with me. Like you said, there's no details on it. So, I guess that would be how they tie her in. She's part of that Russian school of assassins. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. You guys have high praise of her. So I'm sure she's going to do a fantastic job.
Brett, this is being directed by Lynn Weissman of Underworld fame. And I know that's a movie world that we love to watch in the Army. So what do you think? Or in our lifetime? Was it in the Army?
How many Underworlds did he direct?
All of
I
them.
don't know. How many?
All of them with Kate Beckinsale.
All of them, because weren't they?
So all but one.
I think they were married.
I think they were married.
It's like a Mila Jovovich thing where it's like, keep throwing her in because I'm married to her.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I mean, I would throw Kate Beckinsale in anything.
That's true.
She was a better actor than Mila Jovovich. I never.
For sure. So, any thoughts on the John Wick spinoff there?
If we could back up for like 2 seconds, you would see that I was like Control-C, Control-V on who this is because I have no idea who that is. I've never seen any of those movies you guys just rattled off.
It's too bad.
So no, I have no thoughts.
Okay.
You haven't seen John Wick?
I saw John Wick, but I didn't see the one with her.
Oh,
Yeah.
I only saw the first two.
So neither one of you guys have seen Knives Out.
No, I've not. Are we missing out?
I would think so. It's a fun movie. Like, it really is a fun movie. I mean, we've talked about it on the show a couple of times. We've referenced that, they've got a new one.
Is it on Netflix or anything? Or do I have to pay?
I don't know if it is on Netflix or not, but
It was.
It was, yeah. So, it's a really great movie. It really is, and it stars both Daniel Craig and Ana de Armas, and then the rest of the cast is. I mean, it's like Jamie Lee Curtis, Don Johnson, Michael Shannon.
I mean, the cast is stacked.
The cast, and then Chris Evans is in it. I mean, it's.
She's going to be, I'm just reading this. She's currently in post-production on the Netflix and the Russo brothers $200 million action pick, The Gray Man, which is the Ryan Gosling, Chris Evans CIA movie, which I cannot wait for.
Man, that'll be good.
Yeah.
I don't know why I didn't watch it. Because Ryan Johnson was attached to it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
so I was like,
yeah, that's the real struggle. Like, and that's a point that I have struggled with this whole time. Is like I watched Ryan Johnson's sci-fi movie that he did with Bruce Willis. Yeah, and it was Looper. It was great. It was really great. Yeah, and then Knives Out is really great. So the Star Wars stuff just doesn't make sense to me. I don't know if it's Ryan Johnson that just kind of took it.
Well, it's the studio just.
I wonder. That's what I think. I think the studio took it and screwed it up, and I think Ryan Johnson took the fall. I honestly feel that that's what's happened. Is that
we're going to talk a little more episode 8 later on in the show, but I'm going to move on to the next thing with somebody that we just mentioned. Ryan Gosling is set to be next on the rundown. Ryan Gosling is set to be Ken in the new Barbie movie starring Margot Robbie. And I'll say this. Listen, I'll watch Margot Robbie paint the wall all day long as well. And Ryan Gosling pretty much too. I love anything that those two are in. I don't really understand what this movie is going to be. I don't think anybody really knows yet, but they're putting together some really good talent for it. It's Barbie is one of those toys that changed the toy world. In fact, Eric, I just started watching the Toys That Made Us last night with the Star Wars and the Lego episode, and I'm going to watch the Barbie episode next, and I can't wait for it, actually, because what a great show that is, of course.
Yep.
But Barbie's a big toy. It's a big toy in the female world, and to bring in somebody like Ryan Gosling as Ken, I think is a good idea. So, what do you think about this news there, Eric?
I'm curious what they're going to do with it. I really am. It's a live action Barbie. Is that what we're talking
It is,
about?
yeah.
I think. Margot Robbie seems like, sure, yeah. I mean, I could see that. She's probably a good Barbie, and then Gosling, of course, is a super handsome, super charming guy. So
yeah,
it seems like two good castings there. I'm genuinely curious to see how this shakes out. I really am. I don't know that that's something. Well, I have a daughter, so I'll most likely see it. So I'll most likely be in the theater watching it. So I'm sure it'll be good. At least they'll do their best to try and make it good. But with that cast, I don't see them, at least not giving it a good effort. But yeah, good cast as Ken, I think.
I'll say this: Gosling originally declined the role, and as time went on,
because he wanted to keep his man piece, like they're going to take that off. If you're going to play Ken, you got to do the whole thing.
You got to commit.
You got to commit.
He is a method actor. Right?
Yeah. You don't want to do that.
But those checks, those movie checks, they'll change your mind in a hurry. But I would say that gave him him originally declining it, and then maybe they came back with a different kind of story and script, and they decided to sign on.
They're like, you do not have to lose your bits.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe he gambled too hard in Vegas one night and was like, crap, I guess I got to do this movie.
Yeah, I'm in debt.
Need some cash.
Or they're like, you get to make out with Margot Robbie. So it's going to be hard for Ryan Gosling to pass up the greatest Ken of all time, Michael Keaton's Ken
that's true. That's true.
From Toy Story, which is amazing. But we don't have to spend too much time on a Barbie movie. We'll move on in the rundown. And next in the rundown is actually some devastating news for me, because I was really looking forward to this. Star Wars Rogue Squadron is delayed, and they all have also lost the director, Patty Jenkins, who directed the Wonder Woman movies and tons of, Hurt Locker and Point Break. Great director there. So to lose some talent like Patty Jenkins is not a good sign. It's getting delayed. I don't know. What do you think? Well, I'm going to go to you, Brett. Birthday boy. What do you think about Rogue Squadron?
Rogue Squadron, I thought, was the best one of that era, of that time. So it sucks if they're losing her, because I feel like.
And when you say of that time and era, you mean the extended universe, Star Wars,
yeah, of the Disney Star Wars. Like that was the best movie version, because The Mandalorian is obviously probably the best one. But anyway.
Wait. What are you talking about?
You're talking Rogue One.
Are you talking Rogue One?
Yeah.
No, this is the Rogue Squadron.
Well, I'm talking about that.
I agree with you. Rogue One was very good.
I love Rogue One.
I don't know what we're talking about.
Was Rogue Squadron a video game? I seem to remember
it started out as it was a video game. It started out as an extended universe book series that chronicled the Rebel Alliance Rogue Squadron X-Wing fighter. It's like it's going to be their type Top Gun.
That's what we called story. That's what 2-2 was.
Yeah,
that's what we called ourselves.
Rogue Squadron. It was because this was my favorite Star Wars book. I mean, it's not because of that, but that's where we got the title Rogue Squadron from, is the extended Star Wars Extended Universe books. So this was announced last year during Disney Investor Day that this was a movie coming out in 2024, I believe it was. And that's now been delayed, and they lost their director. So there's not a whole lot of story details behind it, but the Rogue Squadron was like the elite X-Wing pilots.
Like Blue Leader, obviously.
Yeah. And I think even Wedge Antilles was part of the Rogue Squadron. So it was a really cool book series back in the day. And then it was even a video game as well, and a really good video game as well back in the day.
Well, then I would like to say, oh, that sucks. That's where I'd like to stand on that.
Good.
Yeah. Straight from Rusty.
Dynamite Rusty.
Pass this off to Morgan now.
Yeah, I mean, whenever anything gets delayed, you're like, because that's never a good sign, especially when, what was the original release? 2024? This is what you said. Like, that's ridiculous.
2024.
To be like, we got to delay it already. And it's a little, like, with Disney and Star Wars, they have so much content and other things they're working on that I could completely see them being like, we're just never going to do this because we have other stuff we're doing. We don't need to do this. So we'll see. Hopefully it still happens. I want to see it. Yeah. And hopefully they attach somebody good to it, since they lost Patty. So we'll wait and see, but it sucks.
You can do it, Morgan. You can do it.
Oh, what? Yeah.
Did they release any details on like what they were targeting for it? Was it supposed to be?
It was December 22nd, 2023 was the original release date. And they were in very early stages of pre-production, and cameras were actually supposed to start rolling in January of 2022. So they were getting close.
I mean, they would have had to have started casting already then. Are we looking at an Oscar Isaacs situation, or are we talking Wedge Antilles, like that time period?
Okay. Yeah, time period. Yeah, okay. It's a Rebel Alliance story.
Okay, so we're talking pre-Star Wars, pre-Star Wars, A New Hope, or whatever, right?
It's
post
over the original trilogy storyline, and maybe even past Return of the Jedi a little bit, maybe around because the Mandalorian takes place 5 years after after Return of the Jedi, so it is it's around there.
Okay, interesting. Okay,
yeah. I'm really sad about it. Patty Jenkins signed on for Wonder Woman 3. They're not sure if that's what's caused this to this rift, but it's unfortunate because definitely looking forward to that story. Next on the rundown, we have Paul Rudd has been named the sexiest man alive. And why is this on the Nerd Rundown? Because Paul Rudd is
the sexiest man alive.
The sexiest man alive. That's why. Absolutely. So I'm going to go to Morgan on this.
So
first off,
Morgan, did you bring a clip? Show the clip.
Yeah, show the clip. How do I get Mac and me to play? What do I do? No. So I mean, first off, I don't understand these sexiest people alive things, because I love Paul Rudd.
You're like, because I'm the sexiest man alive.
Right. I love Paul Rudd, but I feel like there are much more sexier men in the world. I'm saying, I'm sorry, but I appreciate that they're going with personality more. That makes me feel good.
Maybe it's inner.
I have a chance. No. But no, I was gonna before.
And he's 52, so you still have some time.
That's true. Yeah. Before the show started, I was gonna say that Ryan Gosling was on, not Ryan Gosling, but Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds was on. Like Conan or one of the late night shows, and they brought it up because they're friends and co-stars, and Ryan Reynolds was very happy for him and he thought it was great. And then he just happened to mention that, as we all know, Paul Rudd is aging backwards, and Ryan pointed out it's because of his contract with the devil that he's aging backwards. And he said that has something to do with drinking milk from a beluga whale or something. He's like, I don't know. He goes, but sign me up. I want in. And I'm with him. I mean, you got to do what you got to do.
Right.
But no, Paul Rudd is fantastic. He's great in every single thing he's in. I don't think I've seen anything I didn't like him in. So good for him. That's off. Nice to see a funny dude win it.
What's your favorite Paul Rudd movie, Eric?
Wow. Put you on the spot.
Favorite Paul Paul Rudd movie. Well,
Or favorite Paul Rudd character.
Well, you know, I loved him on. I loved him on Friends. I really did.
He really was great on Friends.
He really was great. I mean, the way he played off of Phoebe.
Yeah,
you know, like him and Phoebe got along so well together. I think I do have a clip.
I love his like when she's like, "Play the piano," and he's like,
"Yeah, right."
He has to play the air piano. Clip of Paul Rudd's latest.
I may actually have from his latest project. Yeah, I think I do. Let me hang on one second.
Can we show
yeah, let me get it here.
I apologize, I didn't have it with me.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Can you guys see it? Okay now.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is from him on Conan. So let me get this.
Is this the recent?
I think this is a little bit older, but here we go.
Morgan has the biggest smile on his face.
So ridiculous.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, so anyhow, it looks
That's amazing.
My favorite stuff from him. It's really great. So
do you have a favorite Paul Rudd character, Brett?
I'm in taking Ant-Man. I like the guy from him in Anchorman.
Oh yeah,
that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Works 60%
60% of the time. Yeah.
Works every time.
Every time.
That doesn't make sense. Yeah, he's really great. He's the sports guy on that, isn't he?
Yeah.
But they all have the greatest mustaches.
Oh yeah. Totally.
He did.
I thought he was really great in.
He did do a good John Lennon.
Yeah.
He did John Lennon.
Yeah, and Walk Hard, Dewey Cox story.
Oh right. Yeah. That's right. Yeah, that was a good one. He was really good in. He's good anytime he's with Seth Rogen. You know, he's really good in that. So we salute Paul Rudd. He's definitely part of the big part of the nerd world that we live in, and you know, just the movie world,
Ghostbusters, baby, coming out.
Yeah,
and he's got
that could be my new favorite character.
He's got a new movie coming out this week. What's it called again? I don't remember.
I think it's called Ghostbusters, baby.
Yeah, Ghostbusters, baby. Yeah, and that is getting amazing reviews. So I'm looking forward to checking that out.
Did you guys see Forgetting Sarah Marshall? Sorry, just to
Oh yeah, that's a really good. That's a really good role.
I forgot about that one.
I want to keep it on the DL, but I still owe Blockbuster a little bit of back on that movie. So we got to keep it on the DL. They start looking.
The feds are going to show up and get Brett right now.
Rusty Shackelford. They don't know Rusty Shackelford.
I'm having a little trouble hearing you still, Brett.
I can't tell if you're messing with me.
Next on the rundown.
Did Brett say something?
Next on the rundown is Yellowstone season 4 premiere drew 12.7 million total viewers, and that's significant because that's up into the Game of Thrones territory, meaning that this is a big time show. I don't think two of our hosts on this show have watched it, but I know Eric and I both are huge fans of the show. Banana loves the show, so it's a show worth checking out. We want to give a little exposure to it. It's seriously one of the best stories I've ever seen on TV. Yeah. Kevin Costner is fantastic. The actress, cannot remember her name right now, who plays Beth Dutton, is an absolute powerhouse of an actor in this TV show. Yeah, she's been in a lot of things. She's British, which is always funny to hear her talk. She is, I'd watch everybody on the rundown paint the wall so far. So it's might as well add her to it. The show takes place in Montana, and the scenery is amazing. The story is amazing. The directing is amazing.
Apparently, you're not looking at scenery. You're watching people paint walls.
Well, they're painting some walls in this premiere with an just the first 30 minutes, my heart was pounding, racing. What did you think, Eric?
Loved it. I loved it. I thought they did a great job picking it up right at the tail end there, from the season finale in season 3.
Yeah. No spoilers.
Pretty spectacular ending to that season. Left everybody going, holy smokes, what's going on? So, really great. They did a good job of giving you a little bit of initial kind of satisfaction, I think, coming out of that, but then there's still some more mystery as to what's the deeper, kind of stuff that's going on. I loved, one of my favorite characters is Chief Rainwater's driver, Mo. I just love him, and so to see him get in on the action was pretty satisfying, I have to say.
He had a great scene there.
Yep. So, but Kelly Riley is really just a tremendous actress. She did such a good job. That scene of her coming out of that building,
man,
it was just really powerful.
No spoilers. Because you have to kind of experience it.
Didn't they release a teaser or trailer for that prequel show?
They did, and matter. It's actually woven it. So that's interesting that you say that, because a bit from that series is woven into the season premiere, where they
It's called 1883.
It's 1883, and it looks great. It looks really great.
Sam Elliott.
Yep.
Tim McGraw and Faith Hill as the 3 main people in the show. It's the story of the Duttons coming to Montana and having, getting how they started their life there. Yep. Have you seen it work? Have you watched Yellowstone?
No, I have not. My father-in-law keeps telling me to. You guys keep telling me to, but
it's just watch it because it's the. I feel like this comes up every week on the show. Morgan hasn't watched Lost, but it's definitely a show worth checking out. When people are like, I need a new show to watch, my first suggestion is always Yellowstone.
Yeah. Yep.
Really good.
Yeah. Great premiere. Great start to the season. I'm looking forward to it. So, to the rest of it, I'm looking forward to getting more of the Dutton family and more Rip. I can tell you that much. That dude.
Yeah, more Rip. He's
him and Mo. I really
want to watch a man.
Yeah,
watch Rip. He's a pure man.
Yep.
Okay, that's it for the rundown. Sorry, Brad. I know you haven't watched Yellowstone. I don't know if
is that the one with Chuck Norris where he's a Texas Ranger?
Yep,
that's the one.
It's a good one.
He goes around going roundhouse.
Yep. Let's get to the nerd box. We have a great question from Adam Schaffner. Great name as well. He asks, would Luke Skywalker, as a Master Jedi, even hold a candle to any Master Jedi before him? Luke essentially became a Master Jedi by himself. The others were trained by numerous Jedi for decades in the Jedi Temple. There's no way Luke's training could ever match the training of older Jedi. I'm assuming that's a question and not a statement, but if it's a statement, maybe.
Yep.
So the training of older Jedi, right?
There's a lot of thoughts on this. One, before Disney bought Star Wars, there was what's called the extended universe, where we were just talking about it with Rogue Squadron, where Luke, it's a totally separate story for Luke Skywalker. Luke in the extended universe became the new head of the Jedi Temple. He started a new Jedi Order. He became the most powerful Jedi of all time. And it was really great storytelling through those books.
And what was his midi-chlorian count?
That's true.
1 billion, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Probably 2 billion.
Well, if you remember in Phantom Menace, they take Anakin's midichlorian count, and it's almost 20,000, which is higher than Yoda's and anybody else alive, apparently. So if Anakin had a baby and that baby is Luke Skywalker, he would probably have near the amount, if not more, midichlorian. So how did Luke become the most powerful Jedi? Because he's Anakin, Darth Vader's son, and he has
the only one left.
He's like the chosen one, really. And it really shows that they took the sequel trilogy in the complete opposite direction and made Luke a sad sack of whatever he was in The Last Jedi. I'm gonna ask our birthday boy here what his opinion or what his answer is on this question.
I just pictured like every time you said midichlorians, in my head, I kept hearing sperm count. It's like the numbers just didn't add up. It was really funny.
It's the same, I guess.
It really does feel like the same. He passed his midichlorians down to his
He took a child's midichlorian count? Jesus, that sounds dirty.
Was it rectally?
I think the Jedi go like there's a lot of ways you can take it. Because as a Jedi Master, if you're talking like pre Darth Maul, like before Clone Wars and all that, like they hadn't done any like real Jedi work. They were more diplomats than anything else. So yes, they absolutely had training, but it was more about being diplomatic than it was anything else.
Peacekeepers.
So until Clone Wars, like there hadn't been like lightsaber battles or a reason to like use the Force as a
weapon.
Yeah, as a weapon in a very long time. So in that aspect, like, and even Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan and Yoda were not that good until the Clone Wars and into the Clone Wars. Then they all got good at it. But I absolutely think he'd hold a candle. I mean, how many? I mean, Anakin killed a whole lot of younglings, and Luke killed him. So, I mean, Anakin had a lot of Jedis under his belt, not Luke.
God, you're sick.
That is true.
I'm just saying.
You got a point.
Yeah, totally. Good.
Yes,
good answer.
I think he would hold a candle. I mean,
Yeah.
you can get trained by others, but there's something to be gained from learning something yourself through like it takes a lot of discipline to learn something sitting down by yourself, trial, error. And by the time you got it right, you got it right.
Yeah. Yeah, he had all the old Jedi textbooks that he learned from. He went across the galaxy looking for, and I think that's even covered in some of the video games, is he went on his own like trek across the galaxy and gained all this Jedi knowledge.
And if you're willing to be that determined about something, you're going to be good. If you're gonna take like, if you got to wake up and go to class, I mean, you deserve the Anakin rage. But if you got to cross all the galaxies to learn it, like you've got to want it.
Yep, absolutely. What do you think, Eric? This is your friend, right?
Yeah, this is a buddy of mine. Yep. So, super nerdy question. Yeah, I mean he's digging deep. I love it. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know enough about the Star Wars extended universe to really answer that one cleanly. I don't think. Just from the way a recent revelation of how powerful Luke was. Again, I think they neutered him in the more recent trilogy, and so I remember from the Timothy Zahn books, extended universe type stuff, he was a total badass, and like you said, he had done a lot of stuff to make himself that way. So
Timothy Zahn was so good.
Yeah, and I don't know. I don't know that what they were learning, I think that the Jedi Temple and the training of the younglings, I honestly felt like that was like something that was that necessarily canon, or was that just some baloney that Lucas threw in that movie, or in like Attack of the Clones.
Yeah, like was it just it is canon. Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like
it's not
like the Jedi Temple is like
in the movie or not.
Separate. Yeah, it's in the movie. It's in the Star Wars.
Well, I don't know. I'd really prefer to just wipe those I'd really like to wipe
can
6
wipe them out,
movies,
don't worry.
like all 6 movies, just off the face of the planet, and I'd be totally happy with just starting over with 4, 5, and 6.
I think you can keep the prequels. They're not as good as the original by any means, but I don't know. I have a
what happens when you have a person that's not an actual human being writing dialogue? It's just bad. So George Lucas doesn't know how human beings really talk, so
he doesn't.
Sounds awful. Anyhow, sure.
Dan gets everywhere.
Yeah, right. It gets everywhere. Yeah, I don't know. We'll. I think Luke is a badass. I really do. Clearly, he's the best. I think he is the best. He does eventually bring balance to the Force. I think is what he does fulfill that prophecy. It's just not in the way that people read it. So, if you want to go back to that prequel stuff, so Morg.
No. so all right. So
no what?
Fair.
Are we bringing in the extended universe, or are we trying to stick this within just the movies? That's a big question.
Well, that's the character of Luke.
So all right, so bringing in the extended universe, I don't know books well. I don't read.
Clearly,
Valid opinion.
No, so I mean, can you really call yourself the most powerful Jedi when you're like the only one left? I mean,
you absolutely can't exalt yourself as
if one of the younglings survived and Luke died, the youngling would be the most powerful Jedi because he's the only thing left. So no, I don't think he could. I don't have a high opinion of Luke as everyone else does. I don't think he does much in the original trilogy,
except whine.
He doesn't even really want to
save the galaxy twice.
He doesn't even want to do some of the crap he wants to do. He saves the galaxy based off of fluke. But no, I don't think he could. I don't think he could hold a candle to the real top Jedis. Like if he were to fight Qui-Gon Jinn, or or if he had to fight a Yoda, and I just don't think he could do it. He's self-taught, but I don't know. He's never really had to go up against that. I mean, he fought.
Oh, I'm sorry, Darth Vader's name.
He fought Darth Vader, but it was. I mean, we'll call it a fight. He fought Darth Vader, yes, but he didn't take down Darth Vader. Really, I mean, that was all Palpatine, and that fight probably would have gone a lot different if they had better technology for shooting movies. I don't know. I don't think he could hold a candle up to some of the greats.
Controversial.
Yeah.
We know where Morg stands.
Right.
I think the best example of Luke being a badass is our most recent.
I don't even know
how
do you go about editing a person out of a podcast? How do you?
It'll be really easy. It'll be really easy. It can be done.
Right?
Yeah.
Don't even change it. Just have you guys clearly talking to me and listening to me answer.
And you can use that to just end him out.
Yeah.
Listen, and I will say, I've also said this.
Back on this show.
The most recent trilogy, I thought, redeemed Luke more.
Okay.
In the most recent trilogy.
We're definitely just going to
get this MF out of here.
The most recent example of how badass Luke is from the Mandalorian season 2 finale, which
they held a candle against Yoda. They didn't just cut through all those guys like hot butter.
Please, Grogu could have taken him out there.
Great take, Morgan.
I would have liked to see him fight the Mandalorian.
Hiding in a closet at that point.
Yeah. I mean, Mando only struggled against one of those robots, so
this dude did it while taking his hood off. Like he set up at your house.
Luke only does well when he gets the surprise attack.
Ate all the dip.
Yeah.
And then took his hood off.
Luke is only a badass when he gets the surprise attack in and nobody's ready for him.
Oh, like showing up and walking through the front door.
He beat up some robots.
Morgan,
we've seen younglings kill robots.
Morgan, shut up.
It's a great question, though.
Great
Adam, great question.
Great question, Adam. We appreciate it very much.
Thanks, Adam.
Love
We
it.
wanted to lose Morgan as a friend.
Yeah, it really exposed Morgan as a fraud, is what it is. So great question, Adam. Appreciate it. Thank you for sending stuff into the NRDbox. Everybody, please send your questions into the NRDbox through Twitter, through knowing us, however you know us, texting, email, whatever. Let us know. We love answering these questions. And so now we'll wrap up with the show. If you want, please check out our new weekly show called the Nerd Rundown Presents, where we'll be covering today the Disney Plus Day announcements in the Star Wars and Marvel universes. Thank you, Brett, for coming on the rundown. I know you're joining us again here in the next show, but
Look, I just got kicked off.
Happy
Morgan said all that
birthday.
shit, not me.
You're realizing my opinion is right.
Believe me, when we start the Nerd Rundown Presents and Morgan's not there, everybody will know why. So thanks for coming on, Brett. Love you. Miss you. Happy birthday. We'll see you guys next week on the Nerd Rundown.